I remember the smell before anything else. Not death, not sickness. Just emptiness. That weird kind of silence that only shows up when people leave in a hurry and don't plan on coming back. The note was stuck to the fridge with cheap tape, written in thick black marker like somebody wanted to make sure I couldn't pretend I didn't see it. Handle it yourself. That was it. No explanation, no call, no "we'll be back soon." Just 4 words, and a house that suddenly didn't feel like home anymore. By it, they meant my grandmother. By handle, they meant watch her fade out quietly while they disappeared. Yeah, that's the kind of family I got. The SUV was gone. Kitchen? Empty. Pantry? Wiped clean like we were moving out, not stepping away. Even the good coffee was gone. And trust me, my aunt never left without her premium roast. That's when it hit me. This wasn't temporary. They didn't just leave. They bailed. I didn't sleep that night. Something felt off. Not just emotionally, physically, like the house itself was holding its breath. The next morning, I went to check on Grandma. Her room door was slightly open. And what I saw? Yeah, I'll never forget that. She was lying there, barely moving. Skin pale, lips cracked, oxygen machine silent. Too silent. "Grandma?" No response. My chest tightened. I rushed to her side, shaking her gently. Her hand was cold, too cold, and for a second my brain just froze. Like, this can't be real. Not like this. Not alone. I grabbed my phone, already dialing 911. But then, her fingers moved. Slow, weak, but intentional. She grabbed my wrist. And I swear, for someone who looked like she was fading, her grip was strong. Too strong. Her eyes opened just enough to lock onto mine. "Don't," she whispered. Her voice sounded like gravel dragged across concrete. "Grandma, you need—" "No hospital." Her grip tightened. "Listen to me. Go to my room, dresser, underneath." I blinked, confused. "What?" "You'll understand," she said, barely breathing now. "Why they left. I didn't want to leave her." Every instinct in me said stay. Call for help. Do something normal. But there was something in her eyes. Something sharp. Not fear, not weakness. Control. Like she already knew exactly how this was gonna play out. So I did what she said. Her bedroom felt different. Not just old or quiet. Hidden. Like it had been keeping secrets longer than I'd been alive. I dropped to my knees, heart pounding, and reached under the dresser. At first, nothing. Then my fingers brushed against something metal. Cold. Heavy. I pulled it out. A locked box. I didn't even think. I forced it open. Inside, 3 things. A flash drive, a thick envelope, and a small velvet pouch tied tight with a string. Something about that pouch. It felt important. But the envelope? That was screaming at me, so I opened it first. I wasn't ready for what I saw. Bank statements, but not normal ones. Numbers, big ones, real big. Like life-changing big. Account balances in the millions. Multiple properties. Investments. Names I didn't recognize. Companies, trusts, legal documents. And then I saw it. My name, right there. Attached to a trust worth more money than I'd ever seen in my life. I actually laughed. Not because it was funny, because it didn't make sense. Grandma, that woman wore the same coat for 20 years. Clipped coupons like it was a sport. Argued over pennies at the grocery store. And now I'm looking at paperwork saying she's sitting on millions? My hands were shaking now. I grabbed the flash drive. Plugged it into my laptop. 1 file. Just one. Named, "If you're watching this, don't trust them." Yeah. That got my attention. I hit play. The screen flickered. And there she was. My grandmother. Same chair. Same robe. But this version of her? Different. Stronger. Colder. Sharper. Like someone who'd been waiting a long time to speak. "If you're watching this," she said, steady and clear, "it means they did exactly what I expected." I leaned in. Heart racing. "They think I'm weak," she continued. "They think I don't know what they've been doing." Pause. "They think I'm already gone." I swallowed hard. Because suddenly, this didn't feel like a random situation anymore. This felt planned. "I let them believe it," she said. "Every withdrawal, every lie, every fake signature." My chest tightened. "Wait, what?" "They didn't just betray me," she continued. "They betrayed your mother first." My breath caught. That name hadn't come up in years. I kept everything, she said, lifting a folder. Every transaction, every transfer, every moment they thought no one was watching. Her eyes locked into the camera. And now, it's your move. The video cut. Just like that. Silence. I sat there staring at the screen, trying to process, trying to connect the dots, and then I looked at the velvet pouch. Slowly, I opened it. Inside, a key, old, heavy, and tied to it was a tiny tag. 2 words written in faded ink. Boathouse. That's when it hit me. This wasn't just money. This wasn't just betrayal. This was something bigger, way bigger. My family didn't leave because they didn't care. They left because they thought it was over, that she was done, that they had already won. They were wrong. And somehow, I had just become part of something they never saw coming. I looked back toward Grandma's room. Her door still slightly open, still quiet. But now, it didn't feel like I was watching someone fade. It felt like I was standing at the start of something dangerous, something calculated. And for the first time in my life, I realized something about my grandmother. She wasn't helpless. She was waiting. I didn't waste time. The second I read boathouse, I grabbed my keys and headed out back like something was chasing me, even though the real danger wasn't behind me. It was coming. The path to the boathouse hadn't been touched in years. Grass overgrown, wood planks warped, the lake quiet like it knew something I didn't. I hadn't been out here since I was a kid, back when things were normal, back when family actually meant something, back before everything got fake. The door creaked when I pushed it open. Same smell, old wood, water, dust. Memories hit me like a punch. Grandpa teaching me how to tie knots. Grandma yelling from the porch about dinner. My mom laughing in the background. I shut that thought down real quick. Not the time. Bottom drawer, I muttered to myself. There it was. Same old dresser in the corner. Beat up, scratched, but still standing. One drawer darker than the rest. Like it had stories. Like it had seen things. I slid the key in. For a second, it didn't move. Then, click. The drawer opened slow, like it didn't want to. Inside, a thick leather-bound book. Heavy, worn, important. I flipped it open. And yeah, that's when everything changed. It wasn't just notes. It was evidence. Real, detailed, no mistakes kind of evidence. Dates, amounts, account numbers, transaction logs, everything, every dollar that had been taken. Every move they made thinking no one was watching. My uncle's name, my aunt's name. Even Chloe. Perfect little Chloe. Straight A student. Always smiling, always acting like she was better than everyone. Yeah, she was in there too. And not just mentioned. Documented. I kept flipping pages. Photos. Printed emails. Screenshots of transfers. Even IP addresses tied to logins. This wasn't guesswork. This was a full-blown case file. Grandma, what were you doing all this time? I whispered. Because this wasn't something you throw together overnight. This was years of planning, years of watching, years of waiting. Then I hit the last section, a sealed envelope. Stamped, official. I pulled it out slowly. Read the front. Attorney General's office, confidential submission. My heart skipped. No way. I opened it. Inside was a full report. Typed, organized, professional. Not just family drama. This was elder abuse, financial fraud, forgery, criminal-level stuff. I leaned back against the wall, staring at it all, trying to breathe. They didn't just steal from her. They built a whole system around it. Fake company names, hidden accounts, paper trails designed to look clean. And Grandma? She let them. Not because she was weak, because she was setting a trap. And I just walked straight into the control room. I grabbed everything. The ledger, the envelope, the drive. Didn't leave a single thing behind. Because now I knew this wasn't about survival anymore. This was about exposure. When I got back to the house, everything felt different. Like I wasn't the same person who walked out. I went straight to Grandma's room. She was awake. Sitting up a little, eyes clearer, like she already knew. I found it, I said. She nodded slowly. And? I swallowed. They're done. For the first time since I got there, she smiled. But before I could say anything else, the front door opened. Loud, confident, like they owned the place. Well, look who stayed. Chloe. Of course it was her first. Walking in like she just came back from a shopping trip, not abandoning her dying grandmother. Behind her, Uncle Drew, carrying bags like he was doing us a favor. "Thought I'd bring food," he said casually. "Didn't think you'd last this long alone." I stood there, watching them, listening to the way they talked, like nothing happened. Like leaving wasn't a big deal. Chloe walked past me, glancing around. "Wow, place smells weird," she said. "You even open a window?" That's when I realized something. They didn't come back because they cared. They came back because they were checking, making sure everything went according to plan, making sure she was gone. Uncle Drew turned on a speaker. Music blasting, loud, too loud. Right next to Grandma's room, something inside me snapped. Not loud, not explosive, just final. I walked to the TV, plugged in my laptop, didn't say a word. What are you doing?" Chloe asked, already annoyed. I hit play. First image, bank record, her name, highlighted. She froze. Then another, and another. Transfers, withdrawals, fake signatures. Uncle Drew stepped closer. "Where did you get this?" I didn't answer. I just kept playing. The room got quiet real fast. Music still blasting in the background, but it didn't matter. Because now the truth was louder. Then came the video. Security footage. Them, loading boxes, taking things. The exact day Grandma collapsed. Chloe's face lost color. Uncle Drew stopped moving completely. This is illegal," he muttered. I finally spoke. "No," I said calmly. "This is evidence." Silence. Heavy, uncomfortable, real. I picked up the envelope, held it up. "This goes out," I said, "and everything you built disappears." Chloe stepped forward. "You wouldn't." I looked her dead in the eyes. "Try me." Uncle Drew wiped his forehead. "This doesn't have to go that far," he said quickly. Now he wanted to talk. "Of course." "Then don't let it," I replied. Chloe looked between us, thinking, calculating. Same way Grandma did. But here's the difference. Grandma planned. Chloe reacted. And right now, she was losing. I lowered the envelope slightly. "Here's what's going to happen," I said. "You return everything. You admit everything. And you walk away." Chloe scoffed, but it wasn't confident anymore. It was shaky. "You think you're in control now?" she said. I smiled just a little. "No," I said. "I know I am." They didn't argue after that. Not really. Because deep down, they knew. Game was over. And they didn't even see it coming. I turned off the TV. Room went dark. But the damage? Already done. Behind me, from down the hallway, I heard Grandma's oxygen machine humming. Steady. Alive. And for the first time, I realized something. This wasn't just about revenge. This was about finishing what she started. By morning, the panic kicked in. Not mine, theirs. My phone lit up before I even got out of bed. "Chloe, we need to talk. This isn't what it looks like." 5 minutes later, another message. "You're blowing this way out of proportion." Then another. "Call me now." I didn't respond. Didn't even open them at first. Because people like Chloe, they don't apologize. They adjust their story. Uncle Drew tried a different approach. Voicemail, his voice shaky, trying to sound calm. "Listen, we can figure this out. No need to get lawyers involved. We're family." Funny how that word only shows up when they need something. I ignored that too. Instead, I walked straight to Grandma's room. She was awake, sitting up stronger than yesterday. Eyes clear, focused. "They saw it?" she asked. I nodded. "Everything." She leaned back slowly, exhaling like she'd been holding her breath for years. "Good." There was no anger in her voice. No revenge, just relief. "They treated me like I was already gone," she said quietly. "Like I was furniture." I didn't interrupt. "But people forget something," she continued. "A chair doesn't leave a will." That line? Yeah, that stayed with me. By noon, I was out the door. Folder in hand, drive in my pocket, phone fully charged, not running, not hiding, moving forward. The county office wasn't anything special. Fluorescent lights, long lines, people handling paperwork like it didn't change lives. But for me, this was it. I handed over copies. Every document, every record, every piece of proof Grandma had built over 5 years. The clerk didn't react much at first. Then she started flipping through. Slower, more focused. Her expression changed. "You'll need to speak with legal," she said finally. Good. That's exactly what I wanted. By the time I walked out of there, it wasn't just family drama anymore. It was official. When I got home, the house was quiet again. But this time, it felt different. Not empty, not abandoned. Protected. Grandma was sitting in the living room when I walked in, wrapped in a blanket, watching the window like she was expecting something. "They'll come back," I said. She nodded. "Of course they will. Think they'll try anything?" She smiled slightly. "Not without a lawyer." We both laughed. For real this time. That night, I checked my phone again. Chloe had posted something online. Of course she did. Funny how people betray their own blood for money. Karma doesn't forget. I stared at it for a second. Then screen recorded it. Sent it straight to our attorney. Because here's the thing. When people panic, they expose themselves. And Chloe, she was unraveling in public. Later that night, I got one more message. From Noah. "My cousin. I didn't know, I swear." I read it twice. Then replied with one line. "You do now." No response after that. Didn't need one. The next morning? That's when everything shifted. The letter went out at 9:01 a.m. Official. Legal. Final. By 10:17 a.m., Chloe was at the door, pounding. Hard. Like she could break it down if she hit it enough times. I didn't open it. Didn't need to, because the letter already said everything. She wasn't part of this house anymore. Not legally. Not financially. Not at all, no inheritance. No access. No contact. Gone. Uncle Drew tried calling again. This time louder. Angrier. "You think this is over?" he shouted through the door. I didn't answer. Because guys like him, they only have power when you engage. And I was done playing. From the living room window, I watched Chloe's car peel out of the driveway. Messy, desperate. Grandma stood beside me, quiet, watching. "That's the last time she comes here without permission," she said. I believed her. That afternoon, everything locked in, accounts secured, legal protections activated, power of attorney officially, transferred to me. No loopholes, no second chances, clean. That night, the house felt peaceful. For the first time in years, no tension, no fake smiles, no quiet manipulation, just silence, the good kind. I sat on the porch, staring at the sky, thinking about everything that happened, how close it came, how easy it would have been to ignore the signs, to just call 911 and miss everything, to let them win. But Grandma didn't let that happen. She waited, planned, built everything piece by piece, and when the time came, she didn't fight. She handed me the truth, trusted me to finish it. I pulled out my phone, opened a blank document, started typing. The last gift my grandmother gave them was the truth they never saw coming. Because stories like this, they don't start loud. They start quiet, with small lies, ignored signs, people pretending not to see what's right in front of them. But they don't end quiet. They end with everything exposed, and everyone finally understanding. Some people aren't weak. They're just waiting,